Hey collective, welcome back to another reading. This one is different. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, we're gonna dive deep. We're gonna go see what could be going on inside of you. So, um, what is this message gonna be about, Spirit? What is this message gonna be about? Message of peace and a spiritual message. So, okay. A message of love and a warning. A message of warning, love, spiritual, and peace. But I feel more called to message of peace and spiritual. Message of warning and love may be subtopics, as well as forgiveness. These might be subtopics for the message that you need to focus on. But regardless, that is what we're going to be focusing on. So actually, let me keep you out. Let me keep y'all out so I can, um, yeah, you know what I mean. Alright, this video back up. Alright, so let's find out what's going on. Alright, so we got all these, and I'll just leave these there. So let's find out what your thoughts are doing first, okay? So let's find out. What are your thoughts doing? What's going on with your thoughts? What's going on with your thoughts? So your thoughts seems to be destroying a lot. You're trying to scavenge. It's like this backtracking energy when you're going back to your feelings to talk, and your feelings are telling you something. You're running off with the beginning statement instead of hearing the full thing. You keep running back to the past and being like, I have to do this now, and if I do that, then this is gonna be fixed. It's like, no, that path is already, you've already walked past that path. Keep moving forward. There's no need to turn back. Um, but it's something about false love, or maybe an addiction, or lack of self control. There's a need to wait. What your thoughts are doing is it's stealing the energy that the divine's giving you, and then using it to fuel its own need, its own need to run. You know, it feels like it needs to. The ego feels like it needs to steal from the divine because it feels like the divine's giving it fuel to do what it wants to do, not realizing that it has a twin. Um, yeah, and it's something. It's like trying to get you to not transmute some sort of energy. Yeah, dude, it's like your thoughts are trying to seal up your divinity, and I'm picking this up too. If you were under the under attack of magic, and it was a lot to do with mental magic and fucking with you and messing with your clear audience and things of that nature. This is to that was done to almost try and fuck up um your your trust in yourself, um because it's something about your divinity. It's like there's some part of your some part of you that you're not hearing that's sealed away. It's trying to like know everything. Your masculine consciousness is trying to know everything. Yeah, it's like it's trying to school you. Your ego is trying to school you by showing you, look what's going to happen, and then it's manifesting these things to happen as well. But it's all about transmutation. It's something about your ego not letting you or wanting you to transmute um this. But it's all about transmutation. I'm telling you. And then Asmodeus again, like a failed relationship might have made you have less belief in yourself, falling of so many friends, opinions of others, and how they view and see you and what they think of you. Um, yeah, this could even be like a divorce you went through as well. That's kind of weighing hard, on you hard still, but it's some sort of, it's like getting through this is going to give you peace. Like hearing this is going to get you peace though. It could do with an animal. This could even do with like a lost pet that you have, like a pet that you had and you lost it due to like a divorce or a splitting. Yeah, even here, it's something to do with like a relationship and like a pet or like a splitting of like belongings. But it really hurt your feminine. And this even could even be friends. Maybe a friend that you had pets, or a friend that you lived with, or a roommate that you had pets, or something with someone had pets, or pets was involved in your situation. And it's like it leaves some sort of impression, or like you have a theme, like every time you go into a cycle you will see a certain animal, or like every one of your karmic lessons has a certain animal. So let's say every one of your karmic lessons has a cat. That's telling you something. What do cats represent? What do cats do? What kind of cats are there? You know, how does that cat energy relate to you and relate to them? You know, but it's all about, yeah, it's finding your inner treasures, because things are being returned to you and your life is returning back to normal. It's just you might not have realized all the extra baggage that you had on before it was shown to you. Yeah. I'm telling you, you're being connected safely with the divine right now. This is just the divine doing what the divine's doing. Is clearing you out. It's cleansing by fire. And it's really to help you see your the story of Medusa that you've played, but instead of other people hating you, it's you hating you. And not really hating, but like you said you feel this way about yourself, so then you end up believing it. You know what I mean? I mean, can cause love or hate, so it is about hate, right? You know. But it's about no matter where you move, it seems like there's a cycle that keeps happening, and it's because you need to heal from this. It's something that you need to look at and see why this cycle even happens. What causes it? What triggers it? Why do you feel a lack? And why does having that thing create the energy of no lack? Yeah. Because right now, since you are your enemy at this time, anything you think of or try to build is going to be destroyed. Because you are essentially, after a point in time, you're going to just not believe in it, because you're not going to see what you want to see, and you're going to start putting the energy of, oh, forget it, I don't care about this anymore, I'm moving on to something else, and kind of letting that thing rot into dust. Yeah. And it's because you've been in this warrior energy, but now it's time to get into a knowledgeable energy. It's time to learn. And it's about you. It's about you being liked. Maybe you're afraid of people not liking you, or maybe you're afraid of people liking you too much, or something. You know what I mean? Like, people are afraid of things. Don't laugh in the comments and be like, "What the heck? I've never heard of that." Well, because you've never heard of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You know? Don't make people feel self-conscious. That's not why you're here. You're doing the exact opposite of what you're doing here. If you do that, so don't be making fun of people like that. You know, some people just don't know. It's just how it is. It's what it do. So what's the divine trying to help you with? What's the divine trying to give you? Healing. I mean, yeah, trying to heal you. And construct you. They're trying to protect you from any adversaries, any sort of like roadblock that you may be manifesting in front of you. Whether it's someone else doing it or you, they're helping you move around it. You know, they're filling you with this motivation, this energy of inspiration of wanting to do things. Isn't to be wasted by pondering. It's to be taken action with. In going out in nature, receiving downloads from nature, there's something about natural geometry that's going to really allow you to see the greater picture of things. But you really need to get out and start walking and start getting in touch with nature again. Especially, I'm telling you, oh my god, I'm telling you. I'm using the demon deck and the angel deck, by the way. I didn't tell you, but Gabrielle came out as soon as I said that. That's Gabrielle talking right now, and that's a message to me too. I'm hearing, I hear, rejuvenation. Yeah, because you need to obtain the mercy of God of yourself. You need to obtain the mercy of you and be like, I don't deserve to be punished. I don't deserve these things, and really accept that this energy from the divine it is for you and it is of you, and you need to submit to that, submit to higher order, because you know who your traitors are, you know. And even if you don't know them all by name, you know that you have them out there, you're aware of them to some degree. So whenever you do protection stuff from anyone that's sending you those things, they're included, even if you don't know them, even if they pop up during the ritual, you are protected from them. Don't doubt yourself. That's the issue, is this doubting energy, this, oh, I don't think I can. That's what leaves these gaps open. You need to have so much faith in yourself, in this craft that you do. And getting out of the mindset of, oh, magic is bad. Like, get out of that mindset. Who told you that? Who told you being a witch was bad? Did the people that rewrit what those words meant like 3,000 years ago tell you that word's bad? Or did an experience you go through tell you that word's bad? Or did someone use that word in a negative connotation? Or did you actually do your research and look at the word yourself? Like, don't judge, you know what I mean? And it's this understanding of not judging on the divine mission. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera right, excuse me for that. But, you know, not judging even words. Don't allow energies that are conflicting to you to attach themselves to things that you are. And you are everything that is. So you cannot hate anything without hating a part of yourself. You cannot dislike anything without disliking a part of yourself. To be whole, you must be whole. There is no exceptions. You must be accepting and loving and caring of everything. That must be your initial reaction, your intuitive reaction, your pre-reaction, not the, oh, let me not think like that. You know what I mean? It must be your action, not your reaction. Thank you, Spirit. I'm telling you, this is the expansive knowledge that you need. This is what you're needing to hear. This is the alchemy that you need. This is the advancement, the spiritual progression that you're needing. This is the answers that you've been looking for. The answers that are seemingly impossible to find are as simple as that. Really is. It's crazy, isn't it? The world is so complex and crazy, but it's also yet so simple. Because what do you want? That's what the world wants. Believe it or not, is what the world wants. I just want to be myself. I want to be loved. I want to have a family. I want to have money. I want to just explore the world. I want to have fun. I want to be left alone. All these things are things that we want. Even if you're not willing to admit it, you want it. It's a fleshly desire, and you are of flesh. To deny yourself of flesh is to deny yourself of even existence, because we're here to learn. And if you're saying that you're perfect and you're down here, then you are in the illusion still. No one is perfect. We're perfectly imperfect, and that's the full statement. It doesn't mean you're perfect, it means you're imperfect. But that's the way it's intended. We're not supposed to be robots of like, oh, look at me, I'm doing this because I'm a robot. We're not supposed to be doing that. We need human error. That's what makes us alive. And it's about learning to love that. Yeah, it's about relieving yourself and delivering yourself from this and knowing it. It's like, don't run away from these truths. These truths are dark and they hit hard, but it's for your best. It's how do you remove this negative energy? And again, you need to remove the negative energy. If you really, like, here's the thing. Feel what you gotta feel, because that's what we're here to do, is to feel all things. And actually, learn how to, move through them. Learn how to use energy to our advantage, and not in a way that steps on someone else, But this is like what we're here to do. This is why we're here. We deliver people from people who seek to oppress them. That's what we're here to do. So there's a need to remove these negative barriers you have yourself so you can better help these other people. And be patient as well. Understand that things will grow, they will multiply, and things will nourish as you end up loving it. Um, Getting into more of a ritualistic way of living, and understanding that things you do day to day are a ritual. If you get up and you go to Starbucks every fucking morning, that's your morning ritual. Wow. Crazy, right? If you were to switch that up, your day would be a little bit weird, wouldn't it? That's how much power that has. That's your witchcraft. Wait, hi. I just got a really loud knock, so confirmation for that. But understand that. And understand it in a passionate way. Give it passion, give it sincerity, give it love. Give it what the divine's trying to show you. Because the divine's trying to show you your power, and you're like, no, I don't want that. And God's like, okay, well, you kind of need this, though. Because it's part of you. Why are you rejecting part of yourself? Oh, because I don't have this yet. Well, you don't have that because you're rejecting it. You're rejecting what's going to get you there, which is that. You need to understand that the acceptance of so much opens doors. Even though it might, the initial name or the umbrella term for what you're going to be doing might not be pleasing to you, it's not about that. Don't judge a book by its cover. You know, everyone wants to do it. Everyone wants to say witchcraft is bad whenever witches were pagans, and pagans are of the earth. I forgot what that word is called. My God, heretic or something. It begins with an H, I believe. I can't remember, but pagan is of the earth. So what you're really saying is, like you have to understand. When you say witchcraft, you're talking about craft of the earth. You're talking about what witches did, which is take elements of earth and use them and crafted them. It's the same thing as like woodwork is working with wood. That's crafting with the element of earth. You know, it's like understanding these things. It's alchemy. It's the actual proof that you're evolving, and expanding and going to new levels rather than staying stagnant. The new levels are the things that you're rejecting, by the way. I'll leave that there too. And with the Ace of Swords, I'm telling you, that's the truth. Because there's something about your shine, your brightness that's needed. Yeah, I mean your light, it's right there. Your light's needed, propagation of light. And enable for your light to be seen, you need to be in an area where it needs to be seen, which is in the dark, which is where you are. So you need to come to yourself. You're in the dark. You don't know where you're at. You don't know where you're going. You know the divine has something for you, and that's about it. So you need to come to yourself. You know? But your thoughts, you need to learn how to understand your feelings, is what you need to do. And your thoughts are trying to tell you what your feelings are saying, but based off of the way that the ego wants to see it, and not out of the pure energy that the divine's sending it with. Because you'll hear it and then you'll write it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's trying to warn you about something that's about to come up, and your ego's like, "Nah, don't do this, don't do that." Don't worry about this, don't worry about that, but the divine's telling you to move forward and do certain things, or to rest, or and there's a need to really be faithful and follow these commands that the divine's giving you, that your higher self is giving you, because it's trying to reveal this path to you that is the best path for you, but you're not seeing it, and when it's too late, you're going to end up in that same cycle of, oh no, now I don't know what to do, and the divine's trying to steer you away from that. Yeah, seriously. The divine's telling you the secret and trying to tell you how to transmute it right now. Because you have a high office and a high title now. You aren't supposed to be physically, and I don't mean materialistically physically, I mean physically in the sense of your cycles, physically, in the sense of uh, your energetic location. You're supposed to be somewhere else. Because you've been proven a faithful servant to the divine, to the higher mission. Um, but there's some sort of vice, there's some sort of addiction, and this addiction could be to a thinking pattern. Yeah, about it could even be an addiction to money, or a thinking addiction to a thinking pattern about how to achieve certain things, or success, or money, or thinking that money is the root of all evil, or success is evil and changes people to be mean. It's those thoughts right there that you need to get rid of, because those are what's keeping you from achieving what you need. You need to break these boundaries down. I remember at the start of my spiritual journey, I didn't understand what the fuck that was talking about, but no, you have so many negative things because you see all these people who are plants in the industry who do dumb shit, and then you see other people who are like possessed and fucking clans and shit and cults, and they're doing shit and they're fucked up, and it's like, oh wow, so all that happens when you're famous is bad shit, and then now that you have that in your head, now you don't want to become famous. Now you've set that boundary because you're a good person and you can't be a bad person, and being famous is bad. So work on those. I'm serious, but this is the truth. And you're being protected when you're going to be doing this too, thinking about this. The divine wants you to know that you are protected from these higher energies and entities, and they need you to step into your role so that you can fight these higher energies, so you can fight these higher devil, fucking like these devils up in there, so you can get rid of them and fucking kick them back down where they're supposed to be. Like, not that they aren't supposed to be there, but show the low vibration that it's a low vibration, that it must move slower than the high vibration. As due to the law of vibration and frequency, the slower frequencies take longer to move than higher frequencies as they move slower, you know? So the higher frequencies need to be able to get what they want quicker, and the darker energies are doing that first. And it's you, up to us, and up to you, because to save yourself, so that you're able to keep yourself from those energies and be able to do what you need to do in the energy of yourself. And prove to others that it's not everyone, it's just those that go down that path. And eventually, everyone's finding out, everyone's making jokes about bohemium and and selling your soul and all these things. So it's something that's on the conscious. Everyone's aware of it. People are aware of it, even if they don't believe it or not. People are aware of it. So it's something that the physical has to become more tricky with, and it gives the divine, the light, more room to grow and be like, yeah, look at us now. So now since we're up here and you didn't deem us worthy because we didn't do XYZ, we weren't cool or whatever the fuck. Now we're up here. Now we're in these high positions. Expose yourself now, because now you can't do anything, because if something happens to us, it's gonna look weird. Who's accusing who? Why is someone who with so much negative rapport in the community, or in the society, I should say, going to get something with so much positive rapport? And that's kind of the war the divine needs to fight with in the spirit, is showing you on the flesh how to get along and be okay, and in the spirit showing the lower vibration the rules of the cosmos, which is simply lower vibrations must resonate at those lower frequencies at a slower rate than the higher ones. That is just the order. It's what you choose. They must sit with their choice. They chose that path. That's not their. That's no one's fault, not even theirs, because they didn't. Maybe they weren't fully aware of the consequences. Even if they understand, there's still regrets that they have. So it's no one's fault, because there's still parts of them that they weren't listening to. It's not their part. It's not the fault of the person. It's the fault of the conscious that's taking the lead. I shouldn't say fault. I should say cause. You know what I mean? Because saying fault implies something sometimes. But this is, I mean, it's right here. I didn't even see it. Fame and renown. I'm telling you, you're supposed to be in like you famous type energy. Like, someone I'm talking to is famous, and you are desire for knowledge, protections against liars, evil spirits, spells, bad spirits. It's like, instead of being the high priestess, or in another sense, being what Michael Jackson was someone who knew high secrets but didn't say anything, which is why Michael Jackson wore the glove on on the right hand, notifying that he knows the secrets of the Illuminati, of the governments, of the higher powers involved. But since the glove's on the right hand, I won't say anything. But I know, if the left hand is covered, you can't speak on it because you don't know. But you know that there's something, you just don't know about it. You know what I mean? And there's something about you having this higher knowledge that you're supposed to speak out, because this pushback on the higher negative energies is allowing the light to come in, and you are supposed to be shining that light on that. And those that are still ruled by those darker energies are simply going to have to just stay in an energy of disagreement or a lack of understanding until they get to a higher sense of understanding. So if you're especially if you're like a diviner, or like a healer, and you're wondering what more you need to do with the divine, or what more you could work on with healing, be more authentic. There's a truth that you know that you're not speaking. Or there's a truth that you know that exists, but you're not looking for it. And the divine needs you to do one of those two things and be more honest with you. Spiritual communication influences religious men, teachers, men of law. I'm telling you, it's right here. I'm not making this shit up. I'm telling you, the divine needs you to really be more honest with yourself and ease into it. Don't just jump balls deep into the deep end. Ease into it, We're here to plant seeds. We're healers, we're farmers. Farmers heal the world, We're your divine warriors. Brings victory and peace, confounds the wicked. Because there's some sort of truth. It might just be because if it's like a popular opinion, or it goes against general opinions or whatever, it goes against the norm. But darling, you're talking to your ancestors, which has been out of the norm for about 4,000-ish years, 40,000-ish, somewhere around there. I don't think it matters if it's against the norm. I think it's just time to be you and to stand up for what you truly believe in. And if someone has an issue with it, they can go away. Who cares? It's not for them. Don't resonate with them. Don't waste energy. Don't even call them out. Don't even give them the grace of that. Don't even call them up by name. Don't even be like, hey, look at that. Fuck them. I see what you're doing. I'll warn people about seeing that happen so that they know how to react, but I'm not giving you shit. I'm giving you what you want, which is avoidance. You're wanting that weird space in between yourself and what you're going after, and what you're truly going after. Yep, because there's some sort of truth that's on your mind, and it's about a wound that isn't healed, and it's actually putrefied. There's some sort of putrefied wound that you have because you are too afraid to touch it. And my heart is hurting. So I know this is for me as well, but it's definitely a heart chakra wound. And it's something about love, and it could even be like, are you still in like a Queen of Swords-ish energy of being standoffish and tense and cutthroat? You need to remove that. People might have been telling you that you're mad or having energies of aggression, and you're like, no, I'm not. You are. You're in denial. I'm reading you the book. You can agree with it or not, but I'm reading the book. That there's something about your thoughts controlling you, and it's like, yeah, I'm not mad. I just feel this way a little bit about it, but you're a little bit more mad than you wanted to say. It might be envious, and yeah, I'm telling you, with Lucifer, illumination, dude, provides liberation and illumination, incites jealousy and envy. There's something that you're jealous about, and maybe about how it's easier not being spiritual, You could be ignoring that. Oh, it's so much easier not being spiritual. Yeah, it's easy being ignorant. Ignorance is bliss, right? Well, ignorance is not power. Knowledge is power. Ignorance is bliss. And what they're saying is ignorance is a lack of power, and not having power is better than having power. And you believing that type of statement allows that statement to be so much more true. and you need to be standing on your ground, um, and fighting against that. And we have, and you need to know both sides, know the good and bad. You need to, you know, we tend to forget that everything is of one source. When we say the divine, we're not just talking about the divine in higher sources, we're talking about the divine in lower sources as well. There exists on both realms. There's a duality for every term. Okay? So understand that this opinion that you have of the darker realms is not allowing you to see what the divine's trying to show you. And in here, Guides of the Waters, yeah, causes men to die in 3 days of putrid wounds. So there's something about things that you nurture aren't expanding. The 3 being feminine energy, things that you're nurturing, putrid wounds being the heart chakra, you're not giving something the correct emotion because there's some sort of weird emotion tied to it. There's like some sort of jealousy. And this could even be thank you, Spirit. Wow, that's funny as fuck. They got me. They showed me exactly what it was for me. This could be about like astrology, or like you're jealous of like a certain sign, because some people are jealous of that. This could even be jealous of someone in the way they spread information. Someone within your business, maybe they're getting more attention than you, or it's just something small that you're not really paying attention to, but it's eating you alive. But you need to be able to focus on this so you can drive this type of energy away. Is there anything else, Spirit? Oop. What else does Spirit want you to know? Justice makes truth known, causes innocence to prevail. That's the truth. That's what they wanted you to know. You are protected. There's some sort of, if you're doing something in secret, the divine wants you to know that you are safe. You're still hidden, so you're good. Love and yeah. So again, this is about love and submission. It's about loving yourself and submitting to yourself fully, and learning that it's not, and learning how to do it in a less of an egoic way. Inner and outer work. Again, this takes a lot of work to do, but doing that work is going to help, and you are doing it, and you are healing, and you're being cured of these things that cause you dis-ease. But you have fortune and fame and a request that's waiting to be fulfilled after you do this. I'm telling you. Because oh my gosh, this is gonna happen in every video. I'm gonna tell you, and it's going to. I'm gonna take that as a signifier that I nailed it. Every time that happens, that's a signifier that I nailed it. Because you already know everyone involved. You already know all the people involved. And even if you don't know all the people, you know roughly about how many people are involved with your case, or however, it doesn't necessarily matter all those deep details, but you have knowledge of it, and the divine needs you to take your knowledge of that and focus on bringing yourself into balance, because there's something in your emotions that's trying to make itself known to you so you can see your talents and see your worth and see how you work and your worth ethics, and how easy it is for you to slip into certain roles due to your placements of your signs. And this also could be a fire sign that's important. Maybe a fire sign struck this type of action into you, and you have a negative attachment with it still because of that fire sign, or there's some sort of passion that you have a negative attachment with because the only reason it got influence is because of that negative energy. So be aware of that. And as well, negative energy attracts more than positive. So whenever you start, experiencing a decline in things, like let's say you're running a channel and you're seeing a decline in numbers because you're changing about what you're speaking on, because what you're speaking on is of higher vibration, it's because the people that leave, they got that stank on them. I gotta keep it a book. They got that negative juju on them. If they cannot resonate at that high vibration, they got the lower vibration than you. That doesn't mean that they bad. They just got that bad juju on them. They can't get it. They don't want to accept it. They got that entity on them, that way of being, that choice that they make to not believe or not to lighten up a situation. um and even if they, and it's not to say that not all of them do. I'm talking about the ones that choose not to believe. If you're trying your best, is the difference. I'm talking about the ones that just outright, no, that's bullshit, fuck you, I'm never gonna forgive them. Okay, you got entities on you, you possessed, you got a demon on you, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because you acting just like they are. You mirroring them. Welcome to twin flame relationships, where now you're mirroring their anger that they had at you, uh, now that they're away, and it's just you. So you got to understand these things. Like, this is a cycle that you got to break, and hearing it like that might not be the best, but again, like, it's about saying it in so many different ways that it hits so many different people. And the ones that know who you are, the ones that understand that you are a true healer, will understand that what you say, even though it's harsh, is necessary for certain parts of the ego to understand. There are certain parts of you that grow so strong and thick-skulled to an ideology that you must be told as blunt as possible, so that the inkling of that effect of it no longer hits your ego, but traverses your ego and hits you. It no longer hits this shield that you put in front of you, this mask. It hits you, and it's like, oh fuck, yeah, you're right, because if I am love and light, I wouldn't be so mad. But I have the right to be mad, and it's not wrong for me to be mad, but I shouldn't be exuberating the same energy that this person had towards me. It's that understanding, and it's something about really digging in that. And seeing that, even, and here's the thing, even if you can't think like that, you can say those words. You can write those words down on paper. You don't have to say them. You don't have to think them. You don't have to go through that process. You can say them. You can write them down. You can conjure the energy of that to embody, so that when it's time to truly put it to test and put it to action, it's already there, and you don't have to conjure it up in the midst of the test. It's already prepared for you. That's not cheating. That's not a way of cheating for the divine. It's a tool for you to use, and if you wish to stay prepared and ready, that is up for you with your free will. If you choose not to, that is you. You could run life with a cheat sheet and stay and stay prepared for everything, or you can live life free. You can live life stressed or happy or scared. It's all up to you. It's your free will. But it's up to you to determine what you want your free will to be at, and you have the free will to make every thought positive. You just have to put the work into it. You have to train yourself to be able to get into that and get into that frame, and get into that vibration, and then you use your free will to lock yourself there. Not immediately when you get there, because that, and the way I said it, there's like a feeling of wanting to get there and locking it in immediately. Get there, swim around a bit, experiment, get used to it, then lock yourself in. Lock yourself in slowly, so that if something's too much, you can draw yourself back, and you're not locked into the full force impact of that energy. Give yourself room to wiggle around, so if one thing becomes too much, you can go to the next. That's the trick of healing. You see the room. When you clean a room, it's not like part of the room is there and then the rest of it's just not existent, and then as you clean that part, the rest of it's there. You got the whole room. You walk around the room and you start here, and then, oh shit, let me clean this up, and let me get to here, and then, oh, I'm kind of hungry, so let me just clean out the fridge. Since I'm gonna get food, I'll just do that, and then clean out the fridge as well when I'm doing it. Things of that nature. Multitasking, doing things like that nature. The brain is capable of doing this. You might not think so, but that's because of multitasking with things that aren't capable for you to do. We can multitask, and multitasking is the umbrella term, but what do you multitask at? Can you rub, what is it? Can you rub the top of your head and pat your belly at the same time or some shit? That's multitasking. What are you good at multitasking at? Can you talk and breathe? That's multitasking. I can't. Sometimes I can't. I'll be honest with you there. Playing games and listening to music is multitasking. Doing things like that's multitasking. We don't deem it as that because we expect multitasking to be such a hard thing when it's really not. We make reality so much harder by making things so much bigger. The expression making a mountain out of a molehill, that's what we do out of life. We expect everything to be so big and grandiose when it's the feeling of that being so big and grandiose, because it's the impact that you're making to yourself, which is the world. But I'm gonna leave that message here. I'm gonna leave the message here. I feel like this is where we can put it. Thank you so much for being here. Looking for high quality intentional bracelets? Go to the link in the description. Use the code in the description as well for 20% off at Otter Spirit, Subliminal 20. If you want a reading or any other services that I offer, you can hit my email or use the order form, and I will hit you up there, and we will set things out. If you want to be part of the Google group chat, email me and I got you for that as well. Regardless, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, energetic, financial, doesn't matter. Also, thank you for just healing, for being here, for accepting the calls, for learning, for even being brave enough to do these things, because not many people would do this. Thank you for being the one to do it. Thank you from me. Thank you from the universe. Thank you from God. Thank you from the cosmos. Thank you from Mother, Father, from the inner child of you to your ancestors. Thank you from yourself that I'm going to tell you to you that you need to tell to yourself as well. I love you all so much, and I love you directly as well, to the moon and back, tenfold and forever. I will see you later. Please take care. I will always love you all so much. You are doing fantastic. You are doing so much better than you ever will know. I love you all so much. Please be easier on yourself, stay hydrated, and keep pushing.